Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Wednesday afternoon, August 17th. We are looking at Window Trader's market profile of the ES and the SPY. Another kind of weird day like yesterday with no continuity either way. It seemed like the market early wanted to come into balance, which is a healthy thing, which we did. We got a little more extension in E period after C and D failed, which surprised me. I actually did okay on a long, but I was in trouble there for a while, only to have the market rip after the minutes. Just missed that wide overnight park where I had a short setup. Didn't get there, missed it by 3 ticks. Give it all back. We end up with a 9 wide park, and we end in a 3-day balance. Russell ends 9 wide also. Afternoon pullback in G in the day's high and low. They're in balance. 3 days. Oh, that's SPY I'm showing you. Jeez. Here's Russell. I'm sorry. Russell's a 4-day balance. I apologize. They stopped the one-time framing up. 4-day balance for Russell. Now, Qs, again, it depends on how you see it. Yesterday took out the previous day's low, which put it into 2-day balance for me. So I'm going to call the daily down for now. But if you call this a 4-day balance in Qs, there's nothing wrong with that. Again, it's an art, not a science. You're not right, I'm not wrong, or vice versa. It doesn't matter. That's how I'm looking at it. So right now I'm calling the daily down on the triple Qs. I had an okay day today. Missed some trades, got out of early on some, didn't take some. It was a weird day for me. I took a long in A period, believe it or not, to go fill the gap. When it looked like it was just going to have the momentum to go fill, I took it. So I did that. Then in B period, I took a short when we popped the top because I didn't think we were going to have single prints. I did okay on that. But then we pushed down. I thought we were going to get the opening and get below possibly and have a reversal bar. I took a short. That came back up. I took a loss on that. But it didn't negate what I had made on the earlier short in B. Then in C period, I got, finally, I took a nice 5 lot of the mini right before we broke. Took them at, I think, 71 and took that down when C broke down. So I was very happy with that short. Then it came back up C, and I'm like, well, let's see if we're going to defend the opening. Took a small one. That started getting back above the open. I said, forget it. Took it off. I wasn't going to give back anything of what I made on that 5 lot. Then in E period, I took a small long around 70 or 71. And then when we got right around D's low and took out D's low, I took a 5 lot at 62, thinking that we would just be in a fade type situation because we couldn't hold single prints in C, and D did the same thing. Well, I was wrong because it went right down to 55 and change. I didn't add down there, but I did hold on to all 6 that I had. And then when it came up, I started peeling them off. Now, I did not take advantage of that full move up in E. Too bad, but I didn't. But I still turned green on the trade. Not as much as I should have, but I did. In K period, I took 1 long when we had single prints that paid off. And then the trade that ticked me off, or 2 trades, or a couple of misses. First off, I got ticked off. I was offering at 06 at that wide park. We got up to 525, missed it by 3 ticks. So I maybe, got a little too picky against the overnight park. And then I took a short in L. It had already taken out K's low. Came up, I took a short. I we're going to go fill singles. Well, it didn't. Took it off. It went back up. I took it off for a loss. Again, a small one. And then it comes down again. I'm telling the room, I should be short here because we're going to go get him this time. And lo and behold, boom, it breaks and fills it, and it goes without me. So that really upset me. I lose on a small short now and don't capitalize when they go and finally fill the singles. And that was it. So, I think what did I do? 9 trades. I think I went 6 and 3, something like that, or 5 and 3. Anyway, I made money, but that's not the point. It's just the point of sometimes you feel dirty after a day. And today, believe it or not, kind of feels that way. As far as destinations, on the upside, SPY. We were 9 wide at 426.83. That is C's high. Then we have today's high at 429.50 and 431.34. Yesterday's high. For the downside, today's low of 424.54, and then you should have all the single prints and stuff still from August 12th. For ES, the upside, we have the 9 wide at 77.75, and we have today's high of 05.25. Right? Yep. And then for the downside, we have today's low of 55, and then we did take out a little bit of that other set of single prints. They now start at 54.75, get filled at 54.50, and you should have all the other single prints from August 12th that I had given you. And then just quickly, I want to show you something on the charts. Here's where there could be some worry for bulls at some point. Again, it takes time. Here's the monthly in SPY. We've tried to get above May's high. It hasn't worked. But even more important than that now are the other two. Triple Q's got above it. Now they close below it, right? May's high is 330.29. They got above it by $4, but they're below it right now. IWM, May's high was 190. Oh, I thought it was 197.93. Never mind. So they're in good shape still. 193.93. For some reason, I thought they were closer. So the Russell's still very healthy above May's high. Q's are back and forth through it. But SPY, again, the other two are not going to stay up there if the S&P fails up here. If the S&P fails up here, it's going to end up being a 4-month balance at some point. So it's going to be critical at some point. But in the bigger picture, the bulls are still in control. Look at the weekly, still up and healthy. And the daily, for me, is now in a 3-day balance. We're below that trend line. But remember, we were below that trend line back on August 9th, gapped higher. So now, what can the bears do? If they take out today's low, we go from balance to bear. And then we see if we could wipe out a lot more of these lows and stay below this trend line and fail at the 200. If the bulls come out of this 3-day balance, which is yesterday's high, to the upside, nothing has changed. And then the weekly continues chugging along, as does the monthly. I hope you had a good day trading. Thanks for the likes and subscribing. Have a lovely evening. We'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.